It's Wednesday. It's a bit late on Wednesday, so I'm kind of doing this the fast way and doing this on my phone rather than on the old big camera. It cuts out like 45 minutes of rendering. It just means you don't get a fancy intro on the start and the end screen is not as good. But it's going to be a short one this week. What have I been painting? I have been painting Magores Fiends. Now, I can't remember what I showed last week off the top of my head, but I probably showed this guy. There we go. This is the test model that I painted. And since then I have completed, and people on Instagram and Twitter and so on have seen this guy. So he's got a bit of the old purple skin. Yeah. And I have also finished Magore himself. So I've done this guy on camera. So everything you see on this model you will see on screen at some point, probably in early Feb for the patrons and mid-Feb for the non-patrons. I still have to edit this video. So the cloak colour was chosen by various social media peoples. I put a vote up for this colour or a purple colour, and this colour won by a pretty big landslide. It was like 80% plus results for green across all of the social media platforms. I did a poll on Instagram in my stories, so you got to follow me for that, Twitter, and also on Facebook stories as well. And yeah, it was firmly in favour of the green cloak, which I think has come out really nicely. This cloak only took about 10-15 minutes to paint. It was really fast. Yet very good result. It's just, a smooth blend. No big amounts of texture or any freehand details or anything like that. Just some smooth paint in a nice transition. I'm told these are Scarbrand worshippers because they're black and red. So I haven't done the bases yet, and that's because I'm going to do the bases in the Flesh Hound video, which will be part 2. So this is the Flesh Hound. This is all I've got so far. Still not sure exactly what to do next on him because I don't often paint creatures like this. He probably only really needs dry brushing these, whatever these are up here, painting the spiky bits and the claws and the face. I'll probably spend most of my time painting the face and this neck thing, and the rest of it will be relatively simple dry brush. Maybe a few spot highlights. But I'm not going to go overboard on highlighting up the definition of the muscles because I don't know if you've noticed, but my style is that I edge highlight hard inorganic surfaces. Well, they don't have to be inorganic, but hard edged, like shiny armor plated surfaces like metals, plastics, stone, rock, wood. They get edge highlighted, but soft, squishy substances like skin, they don't get edge highlighted. And that's in order to try and keep them looking a bit more organic next to the harsh edge highlights that I put on everything else. So trying to drill down into what my actual style is of painting there, and I think that's one of the key things that I do. So yeah, not a lot of edge highlighting going on this guy, but it is a big base, which will make it a nice base to show off whatever the basing is on him. And I think he might be glued to the base. I can't remember. I think he is actually glued to the base, so you actually been paint a base with a model on it for once. And I think it's because his back feet are attached to the base, and there would be a massive gap if I didn't glue him. So I glued him a long time ago, and he's not coming off there. So he's glued onto the base. So you're going to see me paint around his feet, which means I won't be using much airbrush on this one. In fact, I might not be using any airbrush at all for these bases. I don't necessarily think I'll need it. But suggestions in the comments as to how you want to see me base these guys up, considering that the colour scheme is this. mostly black and red on the rest of the guys, and the bases are just full of... Hang on, this guy will come off his base, I think. No, he's on there pretty firmly. He's not glued, it's just paint's just holding him in. Yeah, there's a bunch of, what is it, rocks with cracks in and skulls in and underneath and around. There, I painted that one skull that's on the floor that way and gotten a big blob of brown paint on top of it, which that's the first time I noticed that. So I'm going to have to fix that, which is a pain in the butt, because that skull took ages to paint for some reason. It took longer to paint than the ones in Night Haunts videos, because I used a slightly different technique. So when I go over skulls in this video, just supplant the Night Haunt skull painting video section, and you'll have a much faster method of painting them. Because these took ages. Worked out nicely on the old axe head here, though, which I decided to go with bone. Anyway, I've got enough topic. Yeah, whatever you think the bases should be, that's comment below with what that should be. And that's it. That's actually all I've painted this week. I've kind of been on a bit of a holiday. Not gone anywhere, just, you know, had a few days off because my other half had a few days off. So what I've been doing is building Space Marines. I've got, 8 Primaris Space Marines over on the coffee table that I've been building up while watching movies. And they're going to form part of my Raptors kill team, of which this guy will be leading. Ooh. And all going to be painted the same style as this. And they're all basically, some of them are going to form part of the Golden Demon entry. Basically, whichever 5 are the best painted and I think look best looking, they'll be the ones that will go into my Golden Demon entry, and the others, you know, it may be more than 5, but I'm going to have at least 5 models in my squad. And they're all going to be painted to at least this standard. Slightly higher, maybe, on some of them. Well, on this guy. But, yeah. I've given up on non-metallic metals for this guy. A second attempt, I've stripped this piece again. I'm just not going to bother. I'm not even going to paint many metallics on them at all, actually. My argument for that is that the Raptors chapter have an emphasis on stealth. What is not stealthy is bits of shiny metal that might clank and clang, give away noise. So they blacken up, I can't remember the term. Basically, anything that is metallic, you black up so that it doesn't reflect or shine, which makes it easier for infiltration. So I've already done it on, if you look at my other Raptors tutorial, one of my oldest videos, I painted the bolt guns under that premise as well. So what I'm going to do with this, and I looked up some reference on the internet, always handy to look up reference, is this knife sheath here, I'm doing as a rigid kind of plastic, Kevlar, whatever. It's a rigid material. It's no longer going to be leather with some gold accoutrements. It's going to actually be like a properly utilitarian combat knife there's nothing flashy about this knife whatsoever. It's just this is used in order to slit throats and chop down foliage. I guess that's what they do with them. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit of kind of scratched plastic with that on there, rather than going for any metallics. And metallics will be limited to very small areas. Let's just take that off because it's going to fall off. Such as this marksman's honour that's on his shoulder there, and maybe a few of the little buttons on the pouches. So yeah, very little in the way of metallics, only on very small tiny areas, just because I think that's more in character for the chapter, to minimise the amount of metallics that are going on. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. It took me a long time to build those Space Marines, because when you're building them with the mind to playing kill team, you're not building them all with the same equipment. You're not building them all to just get them out fast and get like a unit of 10. And you consider in the kind of the character and the role that every individual model is going to play. So I think I built five intercessors, and one of them's got auto bolt rifle and auxiliary grenade launcher, and yeah, he's got a helmet on his belt. He's got a shouty head, and some other stuff. They're all mounted on corks and in bits and in sub-assemblies at the moment, so I can't really show them to you. But yeah, I've got auto bolt rifle with the auxiliary grenade launcher, who is my demolition specialist in the kill team. And there is a comms specialist who's kind of got going to be babysitting my lieutenant with his mastercrafted stalker bolt rifle. With he's got a stalker bolt rifle and an auspex, and being a comms specialist, you know, that means +1 to hit. The guy ignores negative modifiers for boop cover of being obscured. So my lieutenant, being a shootist, gets to reroll 1s, so he's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, range 36 inches, damage 2, -2 AP. You know, he can pretty reliably drop someone, and I can spend a command point to reroll his wound roll. So, yeah, that's my theory there. So I've got a little 2-man sniper squad, basically. And I've also built my sergeant. This is going mental with the old auto exposure. Can't fix it, unfortunately. Yeah, I've also got my sergeant with an auto bolt rifle and no other particularly interesting equipment, just because I plan to keep him on the move and not be able to keep well, no, he got an auto bolt rifle because it looked cool. That's the real reason. That's the real reason. I liked the bit and I wanted to use it. And I've got another intercessor with an auto bolt rifle, and all the other intercessors have just got bolt rifles. So, got that. I've also got 2 Reavers, but they're just push fit Reavers. So, there's nothing particularly special going on with those. And yeah, currently they're all mounted on corks and waiting to be primed, and all of their backpacks and heads are on sticks. So, yeah, nothing particularly interesting to show there, and it took me about a day and a half to put those together. I mean, it wasn't all I was doing, but it was all I had hobby time to do. So yeah, mostly just painting these guys. I mean, this guy actually took a surprisingly long time. He took like a full 2 days to paint this guy. That's 2 like not full working days. I guess it took me about 10 hours or something to paint this guy up. A large amount of that was edge highlighting. It takes a very long time to edge highlight these guys, because if you think about it, they've not just got the outside edges, they've got all these inside edges on the trim. So yeah, it took absolutely ages to paint this guy up. Also, I painted this cloak 4 times in total, so... not because I made mistakes, but just because I was trying out different colour schemes. So yeah, lots and lots of experimentation going on here, and I ballsed up his thing. True facts, no one on Instagram noticed that I hadn't painted the chainmail at the time of taking the photo. There was a big thumbprint on this shoulder pad right here of silver paint, and also no one noticed the big brown splodge on that skull's head. And it's got over 1,000 likes on Instagram, so just proving that people will like anything on Instagram as long as it's got the right colours and high contrast. Hashtag, that's my hot take. That's not how you use hashtags, is it? No. Getting old. Right then, that's all I've been doing. Still got lots of videos to edit. I've been focusing on painting rather than editing. I will try and get one of those videos edited probably on Friday. It'll probably be the King Tiger video, because I think it'll be relatively quick to edit, and I'll sling that up on Patreon. Hopefully that'll be up on Patreon by next Monday. And I'll also see if I can do something about the Crimson's Fist tutorial as well. And when I'm painting these Raptors, I'm going to be doing a new Raptors tutorial, which will basically supersede the old one. The old one didn't have a voiceover, the camera angle was really far away, and the footage wasn't great, and I've slightly amended my recipes since then. Not a lot, just a bit. There's a few, as you know, replacing a few paints with different other kinds of brands of paint, which are slightly nicer. That kind of thing. So yeah, the Raptors will get a tutorial, an updated tutorial, and I'll probably going to spend the rest of the day building more Space Marines, so that I've got Space Marines to paint for the Index Astartes over the coming year, so I don't have to paint them, so I can just crack them out and paint them whenever the White Dwarf comes out. Or in fact, whenever the White Dwarf preview comes out and I can see which chapter they're doing. Because rather than just use whatever's in the paint splatter, I will try and make my own colour scheme for whatever chapter they're planning. So that it's not just a rehash of the White Dwarf colour scheme. Although the Crimson Fist one kind of is. But, you know, That's it. Rambled enough. 15 minutes. That's your lot. I hope you've been having a good weekend, getting lots of painting done. Did you get us any snow? We got snow. We've got like half an inch of snow and it's all gone now. Maybe we'll get more later. And that's it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.